So here is BOXD boxed. This finishes at $2.32 today. That is up 29.61%. What's up, YouTube? My name is Ty, financial advisor. Welcome to my channel. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is TBLT Toughbuilt Industries. This finishes at $2.70 today. That is up 55.17%.
Winning.
So retail wasn't too active today, but this was the hot retail stock. Had about 4,000 mentions on StockTwits. I believe it was number 3 after SPY and AMC. So today this is worth analyzing. So this is definitely short squeezing here. The squeeze started a few days ago because the company came out with some PR saying that they are done with their $6 million public offering. So that was really bullish news. Pumped the stock up. And for the past 2 days, there really hasn't been any news to justify this crazy price action. So it just seems like this is starting to get a lot of retail momentum. Apes jumping in here, still squeezing the stock up, and it doesn't appear like it's done just yet. Okay, let's jump right in. Let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, this appears to be a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being the low of 130. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 595, 655, 805, 1035, 1390, 1485, 1595, or even the high of 20. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. Here we have a gap down at 1050. So that is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 1050 eventually to fill that gap. And today we had a gap up at 180. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back down to 180 eventually to fill that gap. It appears like the 180 gap will fill in the short term, and the 1050 gap is going to take a bit longer to fill. That should fill in the long term. In the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 260. So if this aftermarket action holds, that would be a bearish indicator for Monday. That is suggesting that the stock will sell off on Monday. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 270, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 305, 345, 375, 395, 435, 455, 485, 520, 565, 595, and then 655. There is resistance above 655, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 180, 160, 140, and then 130. There is support below 130, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at the current price, 270, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide. So expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 180 to the downside, the channels start to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 180. RSI is currently at 40, so no longer oversold and undervalued, but still below average. So according to the RSI, the current price of 270 is below fair market value. Should be a little bit higher. And this did 177 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Third largest volume day of the year, way above the average of 6 million. So this pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So again, there's no real reason to justify this price action today. There must be some pretty shady stuff going on here. Probably some hedge fund dark pool stuff going on. Very weird, very odd. So personally, when I see stocks moving like this with no justification, that's a red flag to me, and I'd probably stay away on both sides. But it is high risk, high reward. So if you want to play this, please do that at your own risk. Be careful. And there's not too many indicators to go off of here, but according to the chart, this appears to be more bullish than bearish. We have bullish indicators in the cup and handle, gap down, low RSI, and we have bearish indicators in the gap up and aftermarket action. So overall, the chart does appear to be slightly bullish. To me, it looks like there might be more upside to go, but I think this is going to pull back pretty significantly. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that. Not saying it's a bad play, but again, no real reason to justify this price action. So I don't want to get caught up in this shady hedge fund dark pool manipulation stuff. You're pretty much at the mercy of the hedge funds. So while it can pay off pretty big, a little too risky for my liking, a straight up gamble, not really an investment. So if you want to gamble, go ahead, do that at your own risk. That being said, again, there are gaps to fill at 1050 and 180. And from the current price, 270, that would be about a 35% downside to 180 and about a 290% upside to 1050. So in the short term, I'd stay away from this, but longer term, it does appear to be pretty bullish. I would say going long for the long term would be a high risk, very high reward play, and it is worth a shot. 270 isn't an excellent entry, but it's an above average entry. So I can't support going long at 270 and lower, but personally, I would try to get this back at 180. Good chance it comes back there to fill the gap, and I think that'd be a very excellent entry. So yeah, I wouldn't go long in the short term, but in the long term, you can make a case for buying and holding. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I also would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Not saying it's bad play, but again, just no real reason to justify this price action today. And if you don't know what's going on, it's better just to stay away from this altogether, so you're not at the mercy of the hedge funds and the manipulators. So honestly, 270 isn't a great entry on the short side. It's a below average entry, but you should be able to make 35% on the downside here. Again, I do believe this will pull back down to 180 to fill the gap. And again, there's a 290% upside potential to fill the gap at 1050. So outside going short here would be a very high risk, high reward play. Not worth it in my opinion. Too risky, but it can work out, and there is a lot of downside potential. There's a good chance you can make 35%. So I don't think it's the greatest play, but if you want to go short here, please do that at your own risk, and I would say cover at 180 where the gap is for a 35% downside gain. Okay, so pretty straightforward, guys. No idea why this is squeezing today. Doesn't really make too much sense, but here we are. Looks like the squeeze is still on. A lot of upside potential still in the short and long terms, but also a good amount of downside potential as well. So if you want to go long, I'd avoid this in the short term. Very hard to predict where it's going to go, but if you're in this for the long term, 270 is not a bad entry. I can't support going long here, but I think 180 would be a much better entry. It should come back down there to fill the gap. And if you want to go short, it looks too risky. I wouldn't really recommend it, but there is a good amount of downside potential, and you can make about 35%. So a bit risky, but can pay off pretty big. So if you want to go short, please do that at your own risk, and I would say cover it 180 where the gap is. Get in, get your money, get out. So it appears like there are opportunities to make money on both sides here. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is TBLT Toughbuilt Industries. So here is BOXD boxed. This finishes at $2.32 today. That is up 29.61%. So a lot of you guys in the community have been asking for my opinion on this stock in the past few days. So I guess there's been retail chatter lately. And today this did manage to make top 10 on StockTwits. Had over 3,000 mentions, so today this is worth analyzing. So I would not necessarily call this a squeeze per se, not yet at least, but it does appear like in the past few days we are getting a lot of volume and momentum. So this could be the start of something big. But yeah, no company specific news to justify this price action today. Again, this just seems very retail driven. Apes in here, diamond handing, trying to squeeze the stock. And today it worked, up 30%. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead. Let's jump right in and analyze here. So first of all, this is a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being the low of 125. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 775, 870, 1150, 1250, 1545, or even the high of 1750. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. We do have a gap down at 525. So that is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 525 eventually to fill that gap. Down here on the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD line has crossed the signal line, so that is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that it may be time to buy. And in the aftermarket here, this is running up to 255. So if this aftermarket action holds, that would be a bullish indicator for Monday. That is suggesting that on Monday, this stock will continue to run to the upside. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 245 and 195. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 245, 305, 355, 495, 545, 635, 685, 710, 730, 775, $8, 825, 870, $9, 925, 960, 995, and then 1030. There is resistance above 1030, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 195, 170, 140, and then the low of 125. So right now at the current price, 230, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide. so expect significant price action either way this goes. RSI is currently at 31, so no longer in oversold and undervalued territory, but still pretty much there. According to the RSI, the current price of 230 is below fair market value, should be much higher, so this could be a good buying opportunity, not financial advice. And this did 53 million in volume today, very significant volume, third biggest volume day ever for the stock after the past 2 days. So this pump slash squeeze today was confirmed by the volume, and it does appear like the squeeze is still on, although it looks like momentum is slowly starting to cool off. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So yeah, it's very odd as to why this stock is pumping so much the last few days. Definitely some shady stuff going on in the background here, and the apes have caught on to this. So the chart does look extremely bullish in the short and long terms. We only have bullish indicators. Again, we have the cup and handle, gap down, MACD, aftermarket action, low RSI, no bearish indicators, and no neutral indicators. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, you missed a lot of upside today already, 30%. That being said, the current price of 230 is still an excellent entry. Still pretty much oversold and undervalued. And based on the chart here, it looks like there's a lot of upside potential. So yeah, 230, very good entry. Maybe it'll go a little bit lower and you can get a better entry, but you really can't go too wrong here at 230. So I would support going long at the current price and lower. And if it pulls back, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. But there aren't too many more supports to go. This recently hit the bottom and is still near the bottom. Again, there is a gap down at 525. So that gap should fill. And from the current price of 230, that would be over a 125% upside. So a lot of upside potential and not too much downside potential. I would say going long here would be a low risk, very high reward play. Definitely worth a shot in my opinion. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that and I would not recommend that for the same reasons I said to go long. We only have bullish indicators, no bearish and no neutral indicators. This looked like it already bottomed out and is now catching support and reversing. So it seems like you missed your chance going short here. You really should have went short anywhere from the $15 to $3 range. And here at 230, it's a bit too late. So I would say going short here would be a very high risk, low reward play. Really no reason to go short here. Don't see why you would do that. Seems like a really bad idea. The chart looks extremely bullish and good chance you get burned if you go short here. So if you want to go short, please do that at your own risk. There are way better short plays out there in the market and this is not one of them. So pretty straightforward guys. Really no news to justify the price action that's been happening in the past month. But this is now a retail favorite, and it does appear like this is squeezing at the moment. Lots of bullish indicators, no bearish or neutral indicators. This is near the bottom. So if you want to go long, 230, really good entry. Maybe you can get a little bit better, but really can't go too wrong here. Low risk, high reward. So excellent play in my opinion, going long here. Not too much downside potential, lots of upside potential. I can't support that. And if you want to go short, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that for the same reasons I said to go long. Looks extremely bullish. You missed your chance. Not too much downside potential, a lot of upside potential. So if you were to go short, you're probably going to get burned. Doesn't seem like the greatest idea. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BOXD, Boxed. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.